Happy One Wheel Wednesday, everybody. I'm so glad you're here with us. This is a YouTube channel dedicated to one wheel. Well, it's really not just dedicated, but we cover a lot of things one wheel. We're talking about 5 mistakes people do to their one wheel, or how to avoid these common mistakes people do to their one wheels. I'm always joined with a cast of characters. They're hilarious in their right mind. They should be on some stage doing stand-up, but we are graced with their presence almost weekly, and it is Holly Mendenhall and Lily Arnold. How you doing, ladies?
Well, wow. Thank you. In their right mind, they're hilarious.
Yeah, that's Holly. This is Lily.
Yeah, I don't think I could do stand-up.
You don't?
No.
What would be your opening line, you think?
There once was a guy with bleached blonde hair.
Oh, my gosh. Once, I'm dead?
It's just a story.
I'm dead? Okay, all right. What would be your opening?
Oh, gosh. I don't even know.
You don't even know?
So I was in the women's restroom in...
Oh, yeah. See, that's a good
gosh.
start. That's a good start. That's captivating, compelling. It makes people lean in. Well done, well done. So if you are clicking this because you're brand new to this community, you got one for one wheel for holidays, or you just sprung and got one, or whatever. You want to subscribe to this, where we'll keep you up to speed what's happening in the community, races, all these different things. So we are trying to make a series of topics that cover things like avoid these common one-wheel mistakes that I've seen a lot of people do. And we're just going to try to help you avoid these, as you are now an owner of a one-wheel. Maybe some of them you've never even thought about. I think 4 of them are really good. One of them is a little bit like I just scratched my head at it. So we'll get to it. And it'll probably be more than 5 as we get there. But we're going to open up with a big question. We film live on Wednesdays at 2:30 Central Time. And so if you're here with us, jump in the live chat because you can interact with us. The ladies do a great job of reading. Lily's checking out her blender bottle, wishing it was an electric one.
Oh, just wishing it was electric. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
This thing is completely fine. Works fine for me.
Because last week we debuted on this channel, this guy,
I love the teal.
You hit a button and it stirs up your whatever you've got shaking in there.
It's actually my scrambled eggs that I talked about last week.
Yeah, he's drinking scrambled eggs.
This is actually Holly's. Here's the true story. And we can only tell this story now because it's been resolved. But on Sunday...
You've
my
had it
bottle
for what?
did. I had it for a week and a half, a week maybe, a week. My bottle didn't come home with me from Sunday. It was not placed in my hands. Some would say it was my fault. Others would.
You said not placed in your hands.
Yeah,
you're just some sort of like.
No, just somebody was kind to get my stuff because we were running late,
guys.
Oh, Lily
got his stuff for him. But I picked up his bags and said, "Here you go."
And then I got home thinking it was everything, and then I went to go get my awesome blender that actually blends, and it wasn't there.
Yeah.
But no worries.
It's been found.
It's been found. It's waiting for me to go pick it up, which will be on Sunday.
So guys, whose fault do you think it is? Mine or him's?
Well, I think when somebody places objects in your hand and said, "I got everything for you," it's assumed that you checked everything.
I think you should check to make sure you have everything you brought with you that day. Because
but do you do that when I do that to you?
Yes.
Like when I get your stuff, I've got your water bottles,
next week. We'll
your
just
bags,
let them go.
your coats, your
I
mittens.
can't even believe that you think this is completely my fault.
I want you to own part of it.
I'm sorry for not looking completely.
No, just own part of it. Like
I don't understand.
What?
I didn't even. If I had seen the water bottle and didn't grab it, that's a whole other
But I
thing.
know, like, you show up with a coffee pot on Sunday.
The coffee pot.
And all the, and so I look around.
John Paul, not placed in your hand. Suddenly he's an NPC requiring someone else to own it. I don't know what NPC means, but I'm guessing it's like a very important person.
No. An NPC is a user in a video game, like a background character. I think that's what he's referring to.
Is that correct, Sean Paul?
Sean Paul, you're speaking above our understanding.
How was Lily to know it wasn't with the stuff?
Well,
it was all,
but it's all in a red chair.
He's claiming that I should know what he brought that day, including
all on Instagram this Sunday.
His snacks,
I will take a picture of where it was, and you'll see how it's like if you're going to grab the stuff that's in the said chair, why wouldn't you pick up this?
I didn't see it.
Why didn't you look? Why didn't you get past that?
Because your stuff,
armrest.
If your stuff had been like spewed out of your bags, I might have seen it.
Yes.
But your bags were packed perfectly nicely, ready to be picked up and left. So I picked
And
it up
some
and
would
left.
say, why didn't I rush over there and look? Because we rent a facility and we have to get out of there quickly. And so it was one of those moments. A movie was about to start. We needed to vacate. So I just like, oh, my good friend Lily, she got it all.
Yeah,
She got
and
everything.
I did. I
She
had
probably tucked it
everything
inside
that
my bag and stuff. That's real great of
If
her.
I had seen it, I would have.
I got you.
You should keep your things more close together. And
They were on top of it. You can't get closer.
No.
Okay.
You guys
I
wanna
didn't
go-
see it.
you guys want to go for a ride?
Yeah,
I
Holly's out of this. Well, how are
Can
you out of this
genuinely
conversation?
Say I did not see it. I can say that with my
I'm
full
not
Here's
saying
the
it's
deal.
malicious.
consciousness.
Here's the deal with the two of these fine folks here.
Let's hear it.
Here is the reality of what needed to happen. If I were to ever, I told them this earlier this week, if either one of them, I know them both very well, and I'm picking something up for them, I'm picking up a bag, I'm picking up whatever. If I say I'm going to get your stuff, I'm looking for 18 bottles for each of them.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
Because
I don't
they
know
carry
this.
'em.
I don't know you well enough, apparently.
So
Apparently.
if I was grabbing Lily's stuff, I'd
That's
have
not-
she has coffee, she has a water bottle, she has some type of other supplement.
Here's
Minimum
the thing,
3
though.
bottles.
Here's the thing.
Here's
Let's
the
hear
thing.
it.
You probably will make a mistake someday and not get my one water bottle.
And you'll go, I want you to
And
own
I
some
won't
of it.
I won't start a podcast and
Oh
tell
my
you all about it.
Oh, my goodness.
No one's really caring about this story anyway, so we should
Okay,
move on.
Lily wants to move on because this involves her. Okay, here's a big. This is a question of the day. Okay, and track me with me. Okay, this is the scenario. You're at a friend's house. Okay,
I'm at Lily's house.
you use the bathroom.
I'm in the bathroom. Oh.
You
Hopefully
clog
it's
the
clean.
toilet,
Oh.
but there's no plunger
Yeah.
available.
People put a plunger in the toilet room.
Okay, but that's not. That's right. That's where we get. But what do?
I think I only have a plunger in one of my bathrooms.
Okay, I think the story would be better if you're at like somebody you don't know very well.
Okay, somebody you don't know very
If
well.
I was
Isn't this
at
like an
Lily's,
episode of
if I was
Friends?
at Lily's house, I'd just holler for
Oh,
her.
100%.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, so let's take it past Lily. Somebody you don't actually know too well.
You're at Garrett's house.
You're at a yeah, Garrett's house or
Sorry,
MQ
Garrett.
One Wheel or Sean Paul. Right? We're
Yeah,
at
you're
their
at
house.
Sean Paul's house.
We're visiting. What would you do?
Oh, I would yell out.
You
"Hey,
would?
I need
What
help
would you
in
yell?
here."
What are you yelling?
I would just, hey, have you guys ever seen that clip on Dumb and Dumber?
No.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone's seen the
Yeah,
clip
if there's
on
no
Dumb and
plunger,
Dumber.
you got to own it and ask the host. As
Yeah.
Sean Paul says, I completely agree.
You
But-
own it.
Yeah.
Put a
Okay.
plunger in your bathrooms.
Yeah, there is some of that like
If you have 2 bathrooms, you need 2 plungers.
I do
need
think
one does not need to be traveling up and down the
Yeah,
stairs.
who-
Garrett says you guys are welcome anytime.
yeah, even if we're gonna clog your toilet, that's what we're asking. I agree. I think every bathroom should have a plunger.
And a good plunger.
But I think some people feel like that's an eyesore in a
Why
bathroom.
why are we asking this?
I just thought it was a good way to
Oh, okay.
open it up today. It was like these are important things. This is
That
gonna help
was the
somebody out.
question you said.
Yeah, I like the question.
That was what you mentioned earlier.
Is
Yeah.
that your opening line
Wow.
for stand up?
I think
Imagine
so.
if you will.
I think so. And
that
then I
you're
would
at
go into a
someone's
story
bathroom.
of real life circumstances where this happened to someone and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
this is real stuff. This is what will help people through life. The 5 things we're gonna help about your one wheeler in a little bit. That's good and all, but this is practical
Well,
stuff.
the first thing I'm doing when I get home is
Get-
looking
the
at my
plunger
other
and-
bathroom.
you gotta, but is it a good plunger? I feel like
Oh, I don't know. I've never had
yeah.
to use it.
What? You've never? Oh yeah, you guys have a.
We've only been
a
in there
bidet.
for. Yeah,
You
but
don't
that
really-
doesn't mean
those
you
are-
can't clog your toilet.
Yeah, that's a little bit harder.
I don't know. I'll
Okay.
ask my husband.
Interesting. Okay. I think if I was at a friend's house, no, somebody I don't really know, and it's overflowing, and it's like
I have never been where it's like overflowing.
yeah. What
onto the
happens? It's
floor.
on its way to overflow. What are you doing? That's where I'm at. Let's paint.
I
Let's make
close
it
the
worse.
lid.
You would close the lid and think
Yeah,
what that's gonna do,
subconsciously. Yeah, run.
and then what? Like it's coming over.
I would leave. Say bye.
Oh,
First
yeah.
of all, I'm not taking a dump at some random.
I probably
stranger's
am not
house.
either.
But,
like,
but you're ladies
no.
doesn't mean that's what's clogging it. You could
No,
just
that's
clog
not
it.
how
No.
that works. That is not how that works.
It could.
Too
we
far.
we have
No.
kids in the house that it's the previous person that created it, and then they're the one that flushes it, and now
That's
it's
usually what it is.
Yeah, it's not you.
usually,
It's-
It's usually not. I mean, yeah,
So
it's usually
I'm just saying, if I'm at somebody's house, I'm probably not calling for help quite yet. I'm getting anything that would soak up the substance. Do you think there would ever be a time that you just, it's a dire moment, you just put your hand in there and unclog it?
No, never would I ever. Unless
I mean,
it was like.
you can wash your hand.
Wait, you
Wait,
said you've
one of
done
our
Yeah.
cast
You put your
members in
hand
here
in
has talked about
a
they
toilet
had
Yeah.
a claw,
poop?
but it was a toy. It was some
She
random
had,
thing.
she had the smallest hands in the family, so she had to get the toy out.
It was a toy. Like
Oh,
our-
out of a clean
Ye-
toilet?
yes.
Oh, that's
yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
I
that's-
mean,
it's still bad. It's not as bad
I
as
mean,
what I'm
it's
saying here.
gross.
Would you ever?
That's
Is there
toilet
ever? Do
water.
you ever see a scenario, Lil, where you would go, "I got to put my hand in this. This is the only way."
No.
Okay.
Nor would I
that's
ask
a-
a guest
I mean,
to
that
do
doesn't really freak me out. I have done so many diapers. You
It's
wash your
up there.
hands.
It's up there on gross meter for me. It'd be like, I couldn't do it. All right, let's get to the 5.
Okay.
Let's change
Hey,
it.
hey, Lily, Sean
What-
Paul's telling you, closing the lid doesn't help. There is a gap under the seat.
I don't know what
yeah.
that means.
Like,
What?
it won't stop it. I think
The water's
Oh,
still
right.
coming out.
No, but it gets me out of faster. Just close the lid and run.
But it's still coming. So pretty much you're saying,
This is
good
your,
luck, my
this is your problem
kind of friend.
now.
This
Yeah.
is your. Oh, okay, wow.
This is your problem now.
Wow.
Well, I just want you to know that if you're ever at my house, there is a good plunger in each bathroom, right behind the toilet.
Good
That's
job,
also
Holly.
because there's 10 individuals in this home. So this topic comes up often.
to
How
worry.
often do you guys have to unclog your toilet?
It was just yesterday we had to.
Do you know who caused
Yeah,
it? You don't
oh,
have to say.
there's nothing
you
in
don't
this
have
house.
to say, but do you know who caused it?
Yeah.
What happened with Rev, but he's the 5-year-old, so
Jacking around, putting too much down there. Here's the deal. There's nothing that happens in this household that it isn't like CSI mode somebody goes into. If somebody's not claiming
Oh,
whatever
man.
happens, it's full on, I got to take a hair sample, blood, DNA
one
deal.
thing we haven't parented very well is our children love it when somebody gets called out. So it's like, what just happened?
They
and
love
then
justice.
everybody knows.
They don't want
Everybody
justice. They
knows
wanna
about
see what's
every
gonna
detail. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
All right,
quite-
let's get back on one wheel topics. You didn't come here for that, but thank you for enduring
I didn't come
that.
here for that either.
You didn't?
No.
Well, why not?
I came here for one wheel.
Oh, what would you like to
And
talk
all
about?
the people watching today.
What one wheel topic would you like to?
I liked that little XS mini one wheel thing that they made. That those people made. I saw it on YouTube. Are you serious? I seen something one wheel, not you.
Sure, go for it. Explain more.
They made. I'll find it. They made.
The small robotic, it actually works?
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
had
that's
it.
like
I was
3 months
we
ago.
need that instead of the cardboard thing.
What?
Yeah.
Cardboard thing. You hear that?
We
Icon?
need that instead of the cardboard.
Okay,
thing.
she's going to pull that up.
Oh, I am. Okay.
Well, yeah, it was at a trade show.
Okay.
I think that's the one you're referring to. Okay, while she's looking up that, Austin and Mercedes are on some massive tour across the United States. They might be in Australia at this point. Who knows where they are? They're all over the place, but they're dropping some content on their socials. Same with Zayn and it's just, I don't know. It seems like Zayn and Jacob and Austin and Mercedes are all traveling together right now because they're in the same footage. This is some all dropping footage from Austin and from Zayn. Just check this out. This is the stuff they're dropping right now. They're taking one wheeling to a whole nother level. This is a big old drop. That's like 6-7 feet, and he drops it so clean. And then I don't even know what this is. It's some rubble, previous steps. I don't know. It looks like it's some kind of archaeological dig site, doesn't it? Who
kind
looks
of.
at that outside of Austin and go, I think I can ride that? And then here is Zayn. Zayn looking like
and we know on video it doesn't do it
justice. Yeah, if they're riding at those speeds, you know it's pretty precarious, but very inspiring. You should get out there and ride your one wheel, okay? That's what we're trying to say. Especially if you're in the Midwest. Colder season is coming around. I don't know. We've so far this season, the coldest we've rode is like 39 degrees. And you should start remembering, oh yeah, I got gloves on and those things. Get out and ride your one wheel. And if you need some inspiration to keep doing that, follow those 4. You got Jacob, but I think Jacob on Instagram is Doobie Stoke Shop. You have Zayn, who is Gnarly Barbie. You have Austin, who is Turning Magnets. And then you have Mercedes, who is
Trail
Hover or Hoover? Hover.
Hover.
So follow them on Instagram. You will be entertained and inspired. Okay, let's get to the 5 things. Here, avoid these title. Avoid these common one-wheel mistakes. We're going to give you 5, but many more. First one is, if you're a brand new owner, it's probably too late, but if you're thinking about it, charge your one wheel right out of the box. Like if you're so amped and the one wheel shows up at your house, I've doing this many cases. I'm away from the house, a new one wheel's coming. I leave a text to someone in the house. Please unbox the one wheel and plug it in. They ship at 30% battery, so your stoke level's all high to go ride,
But then
and
you
then
can't.
you can't. But you do.
Wah, wah.
That sound good sound, Lil. Lily's got a good bark sound too. She displayed this the other day. Can we hear that again?
I don't think
sounds
that was
like
really
a monkey
good.
now.
And then why do you feel the need
Yeah,
to
what's this? What is
the
this?
Because I'm far away.
Oh.
That's good. Because if I was here, it would be too
Wow,
loud.
guys.
Yeah, but I don't know why.
this is-
But you know, like it's amazing. Watch, Lil. I didn't have to cut my hands. I just backed up.
But
you're
I
not
bet
saying
you it's
anything.
still different.
You're not saying anything.
I bet you it's still different.
But if she's saying I gotta cut my hands back here,
Yeah, it kind of gives like a stereo effect.
oh, stereo, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of gives like a whir.
Ooh, eerie. Ooh. DJ Arnold. Oh my goodness.
All right,
Okay,
moving
great.
on.
Bet you glad you showed up today.
Like especially those that are getting a pint X one wheel, you're going to want to get that thing fully charged because the higher the charge is, the more power you have. Jumping on your one wheel at 30% and you're going to try to max that thing out, you're going to eat pavement, you're going to eat grass. It's just not going to be good. Fully charge your one wheel. Just do it. You'll be grateful for it. Just the excitement level's going to be high. Like you can get on it for a second, but here's the deal: you can get on it for a second, and you're going to want to just see what you can do, and it's not good. Charge it. That is from someone that has unboxed a lot of one wheels. I know if it's your first one wheel, especially, you're like, well, I want that experience. Just make some time for it to charge, okay?
Garrett says you should just call that the Garrett mistake.
The Garrett mistake, yeah. He's the poster child right now, but he's the most recent one. Like in his, it was a year ago. We just forgot that was happening. There's so many daily accounts of people unboxing it, slap it on the ground, going for a ride, and then it doesn't do what it just doesn't have power. So common mistakes people do that they need to is charge one wheel. Just GTs, okay, GTs, especially if you're racing these things. And once you dip down 80% and you drastically lose some of that torque and power, charge it. Like, you got to make time for those GTs to get back up to 100% so you get the full-on power you need in the trails. That's why the GTS is so great, is the power doesn't dip. I mean, you might start losing it at 10%. There's some out there saying that 10% you can still have the torque and power to get up hills. That's why the GTS is hands down one of the best one wheels created. So, fully charged one wheel. That's what we're saying. Out of the box, get a charge. Read the owner's manual. It's not really that exciting. Read the owner's manual, I guess. Best I can tell you to do is just have somebody get it out for you, right? And it is, right, Lil? I remember unboxing your GT and you're like, oh, now I got to wait.
Yeah, I think it's like 30%.
Yeah. I think the day and we have it on video, I think what happened the day Lily got her GT and Legend, they got them on the same day.
Yep. That was fun.
They unboxed them before we left so they could charge while we
were
went.
gone.
Yeah, so they came back. But that's a vet move. That's somebody who's been around for a bit.
Yeah.
It's impressive. So, common mistake number one is people not fully charging their one wheel, okay? And anybody in the chat, you want to add something to it, you're like, oh, I got one. And as we do this, I'll just toss them your way. If you got one that you're like, hey, this needs to be a thing, here's the other one. This is a common mistake. I see this at races. Not cleaning your foot pad. Or inside this one, common mistake I see people doing, not changing your grip tape.
Huh.
Like,
I haven't changed mine.
yeah. Come on your pint, I bet. Your pint's not been touched.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
No, for sure. I haven't done it.
I think you still have the original fenders and everything. The bumpers, fender.
Yeah.
No, she's
I'm a
upgraded
low
that.
maintenance girl.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. No. So you have your one wheel that hasn't been updated. You jump on that pint and it's slick. What are you drinking in one of the?
Sorry.
She's like 2 drinks in one. What's
Gotta
going on?
finish this.
What was the other one was gross?
No, it just sometimes gets all stuff at the bottom.
Gritty.
And I didn't want to shake it up too loud because it'll be so loud in my
Be
thing.
loud.
Yeah.
Don't want it to be gritty, so you have to take 2 drinks. I was just checking that. It was just out of the corner of my eye. It was odd. Interesting. I like it.
Yes. I haven't changed my grip tape.
Yeah, well, that's a big problem because especially when you go into the winter months and then you get some snow on there or mud, now all of a sudden you're slipping off the thing, the sensor doesn't work. Change your grip tape. Somebody's going to ask, how frequently should you change your grip tape?
Yeah,
I
they
think
probably
1
will.
year minimum.
Oh, okay.
If you're a big rider, like you ride a ton, probably sooner. I mean, that's your thing that gives you, unless you're, I think the people that have hook systems on there, they tend to change it less because they have that feeling of the grip from a hook system keeping you on. But those that don't have that, the free foot gang, change your grip tape. Clean it, get a steel brush, and carry it with you out on trails that are slightly muddy and dusty and just clean it off. When you're racing, good to have your foot pads cleaned off. That's what's keeping and holding you on your one wheel. Now, where do you get these grip tapes? Float Life has some great grip tape. I'm a fan of their trail grip tape. It's really gritty. Craft and Ride has some really good trail grip tape. I'm much more of an off-road guy, though I like the street. I like the grippier, more grain in the
Tape.
grip tape. Now, what I've learned through the grip tape, the more grip you have it, the bigger the sand in that or whatever they're using to texture it, the stiffer it can be. Float Life's is really good. It is very coarse, but it's not thick. Or sorry, it's very coarse, but it's not. It doesn't crack. In Craft and Rides, I haven't rode theirs in a year or so, but theirs can feel a little bit crackish if you just bend it a little bit. So choose.
Doesn't have the like a flex to it.
A flex to it. You want some kind of flex to it. One wheel you can get. I think you have to get a whole new foot pad.
Yeah, I don't think they sell grip tape.
I don't think they sell grip tape, but you can send it to get grip tape. Just go to Float Life and get grip tape. You won't be disappointed in that. And you'll enjoy it. It's really not hard to change. We have on our YouTube channel how to change grip tape. Float Life has how to change grip tape. You don't need to be an engineer to do this. But change it. You will be grateful for this little tidbit. Change it. If you're listening to this and I haven't changed my grip tape ever, you will be blown away. You've just gotten used to no grip, and so you think it's fine. If you change, you're going to be blown away with the grip tape, okay? So change your grip tape at least once a year. If you're a big-time rider, change it halfway through. Right before races, change your grip tape. That's it. And some of the tools to change it is get a hair blower. Don't overheat your sensor. Let the sensor cool off before you put the next grip tape on it. Clean it off. Slap it on. You're good to go. Okay? It's not that difficult, and you'll be glad you did. Lily, sounds like you need to change your grip tape.
Yeah. I'd probably change my grip tape, though, on my GT before I did my Pint.
Yeah, I bet you your husband, his maybe I changed his grip tape for him.
He has wooden grip tape.
Yeah, so his grip tape's been changed, but it's still been a long time because I'm pretty sure the last one we were standing 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to change that.
We could do that.
Okay. Let's see. On our next number 3, the third mistake that you should avoid, it's in the heart of changing as well. Change your bearings.
Ooh, this was something that we, on the more recent side, realized, right?
Yeah, we made mistakes.
Like, we didn't know this ahead of time, and so it became where it was an issue with the boards. Like, we were having trouble with them, and then we found out, ooh, you need to change your bearings.
Yeah, so we have a hub, a stock hub here, and right here is one of the bearings. Look at this. That bearing is all rusty. It barely moves.
How do you change it? You have to take your whole hub apart?
Yeah, you got to tape this one. This is a big process because you got to get it down. You got to open it up. If you're not mechanical, for a one-wheel brand, you can send it in one wheel and get the bearings in there. You got to get a bearing puller. You've got to get a just watch videos on it. I don't want to. Like ours were rusted on some of the GTs here. They were stuck on the motor axle, and then we had to get a bearing puller because that's where they were. They didn't come out in the hub like this side is. See, this side doesn't have one. It's bearing of a bearing. This side bearing, not because this one came off in the stator. So change your bearings out. It will ride so much better. The battery life went up on our boys' boards once we changed the bearings out. It rode so much smoother. The power they had, because when your bearings are bad, the motor has to compensate for the friction that's in there. I know somebody's going, well, can I just repack it? $100 gets you a new bearing in. I don't know if you can repack it. That's way above, again, my pay grade. Get new bearings. You can get new bearings at Flow Life. They sell bearings. They're great bearings. You have ceramic. You have
Float Life also has a lot of videos to be able to figure out
Yeah.
how to do it. So if you get something from Float Life, there's likely a how-to video attached with it
yes
somewhere along the way.
Exactly. And so you want to change these. I don't know. Somebody's going to go, how frequently do I do that? Somebody's going to have a precise.
Sean Paul says between 7 to 1,000 miles. 700.
I would
1,000
think
miles.
that also depends what you ride in. Like we ride in snow. That's going to shorten the life of a bearing for sure because of, I think we all know this. Lil, what happens to snow when it gets warm?
It melts.
Turns into,
Water.
Holly, do bearings like water?
No.
Oh.
No.
Probably how it
they
got
do
rusty.
not.
That's how they're getting rusty. So
Yeah.
for us, we almost are now in every season, especially because the family is trying to be competitive, like the kids are trying to be competitive, to change them out after the season so that they're fresh bearings coming off of snow, that they are cleaned out. And then it allows us to clean our entire one wheel from all of the grime. Typically after the winter, we'll change out all of our bumpers, all of those things that can be changed out. We'll get rid of them because the other thing is if you don't change out your bumpers, you're going to end up regretting that because your bumpers are going to get wore down and the screw heads get wore down and then it's really hard to get those out. So this is kind of like an add-on to pretty much you need to get into regular of changing things on your one and cleaning it. If you're not taking your board apart and cleaning it, you're going to be blown away, especially if you're an off-road rider, how much dirt and junk is inside those bumpers and fenders and all of those things. Just clean it. You will like it. Your board will like it. Get new bearings. And if you can't do it, I'm sure a local shop, those that have shops that are local that do work on boards will do this for you. Take it from experience, okay? That it is a game changer on helping you guys ride better. Again, Lily, I'm assuming none of your boards have had bearings changed.
No. I don't even know how many miles I have on my board, though.
What?
I don't.
Yeah, I wonder how much you have on your GT. That would be an interesting.
Yeah. I'll
Now,
look.
because you've traveled so far around with it, it's been toted around a lot.
Yes.
I would think all of our boards have been traveled with more than it's rode with, would be my thought.
Oh, I'm sure.
But maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know.
Yeah, because we don't. I mean, we ride, but
We ride
for
every
how
day.
far we've traveled,
Yeah. I
got a
think
lot of
every
miles.
board, I mean, except for Inspires now, who's been zeroed out of miles because he got a new controller. I mean, every board is well over 1,000 miles around here. Well over. I don't know about Lily's. I guess we'll find out.
Look. I will look.
We'll find out. Okay, let's do a little bit of Would You Ride That?
Would you? Would ya?
Oh,
Wow,
could
you missed your
would ya?
cue. We got to the wide shot for
Ride
this.
that.
Oh, no,
We-
girls.
Don't go to the wide shot. You can't.
Why?
If you lean forward,
Yeah, why are you cut
Go-
off today?
just go use Scott's one. Scott's mic.
No, we'll just have to bounce back
Wait,
and
but
forth.
we won't be able to hear you.
Well, my mic doesn't.
All right,
swivel.
on me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Would you? Would ya?
Could you? Would ya?
Ride that.
Did I say the right
Holly.
words?
Oh
I'm
my
not
gosh,
even
you girls
sure.
complained about this the other week, and now here we are.
Well, that's
We're
because we
giving
didn't
you a
have a
shot.
chance to do it the other week. All right,
This
what are
is-
we riding? What are we gonna
What are we
hop
gonna-
on today?
Oh, I thought you were going to get to do that again, because that
No.
was awful.
Would you? Would ya?
Could you? Could you? Ride that.
It's could you? Would ya?
Could you? Would ya?
Would you? Would ya?
Could you? Would ya?
Oh my
Ride
goodness.
that.
That was perfect.
Was it?
Accepted. Yes. All right.
we-
What do we got?
Can we see the wide shot again? I was just trying to fix that there. Oh, that's much better. I don't know why you
Hey,
didn't.
I was gonna
There.
say previously you had
Look
it.
at that scalp.
Yeah, your guys' parts are legit from the top, isn't it? Wow.
I'm just gonna look up.
Holly's is much more crooked than yours, Lil. How much time does it take for you to have that kind of part?
You just gotta be patient with
0.
yourself.
You do? Does
I
it
don't
take,
know.
or is it like normally just parted like that?
What?
Is it just like you have to work for that kind of part?
No.
No. Let's move on.
Why?
Because I'm not really even sure that this is a weird question. This must be what people feel when I ask questions.
Yeah, for sure. Why is this a weird question? You just talked about it. You brought it up. I didn't.
Well, I just look bald.
You're appalled
you
by
I
don't.
your.
look bald.
Oh,
My
look
part.
bald.
Don't.
Yeah, it's a part. Look at.
All right, guys. What's next?
So wait. In the morning, do you take
These
a
poor
comb
people.
and go down
No.
and split it, or is it just like that?
My hair just falls like this.
I
Now,
don't.
if I
no,
wanted-
I use a brush.
I don't
Nice.
brush my hair. I
Okay.
don't brush my hair.
Okay.
I've
Where-
seen guys that have long hair and then they shave their hair and then they have a part in their
Yeah, it
shaved head
takes
for a
just
while.
a little bit.
Isn't that
for it
wild?
to- yeah.
What?
What do you mean? What? How else
No,
can I say
I
that?
understand.
It's like if we shaved your head, your hair real short, it would have a part right there. Your hair would be leaning over, especially when you use it with comb, because then you're ripping the hair follicles out in that part. So essentially, you're bald there. Okay. Lily doesn't. What normally she likes the limelight, and now all of a sudden she's pushing it away.
What? No, I just think that you get sidetracked really easily. And we were gonna do Would You Ride That?
Well, I was waiting for a better version of the
we
song.
did it.
We did it. We
Oh,
nailed
I
it.
didn't think it passed inspections there. Okay, here we go. This is the first one. Would you allow that? Would you ride that as a loose term here? Would you put yourself in the circumstances of this human being? Okay, that's the question. So check out this first one. Would you do what the human's doing?
No.
I've seen this.
Now, this is a different
I
version.
would
This is
love
new.
some tigers knuckles.
I
Yes.
don't know.
That's a big boy. Oh, it's a lion.
Yes, that's a lion.
He's so sweet.
That's
I want to know
she.
how you get to this stage.
Yes.
Like
I would
one
do
day
this.
did it happen and you pooped your pants, staying on theme today, because of and then you
Oh,
realize he
man.
when
just
they do
wants to
that
play.
with your when they do
Look at
that
him,
with
he's-
their face, they're marking their territory on you. They want
They want
their
everybody to
scent.
know this is my dinner.
They
You're
want
gonna-
their scent on you, so they.
There's no way I'm doing this. Not a chance.
No.
I would do it.
No.
That's
Now,
gonna
if,
be a
if
yes
I
for
like,
me.
we always say this. Like, if that obviously that guy's been around this lion a long time, then that would be awesome. I think that would be so cool.
Yeah, but I want to know how you work to that.
yeah,
When it was a cub, it usually jump up to you,
well, you probably
then that's
have
probably
been around
different.
it since
But
it
if
was
he
a
said,
cub.
all right, go open the door and it's going to come, no.
I would do it.
yeah, that's
No.
so cute.
I would do it.
Would you now? Okay. How about this one? Would you follow the leader? If it was a game of follow the leader, would you do this? Okay. Here we go. Let's roll this footage of the deer. Okay. Pause. Oh, you failed.
Oh,
You paused in the wrong spots. Okay. There they go. Okay, would you follow the leader in this? You can hit it play again. You didn't get it paused fast enough. Let's roll that again. Would you follow the leader into this? Like, what is the point
What
here?
are they? What?
And that little
They
deer
are
just
bad divers.
that other one gets
That's
his legs
hilarious.
Did he like? It's like they slipped.
hooked. Like, oh, good idea. Maybe that was like dad
I
jumping.
don't think it's that. I
That's
think
like dad jumping with the
confusing.
kids, and the kids like I saw it going
I think
differently
they're
in my
probably
mind.
totally fine.
I think they're
They
fine.
are kind of dumb, for one. They're kind of ditzy.
Yeah, like why do you feel the need to get on the dock to do this
That-
and not just walk in the water?
That's hilarious.
Well, something probably spooked it. from
Okay,
the
so
other
would you do
side.
that?
No.
If you were the deer, you wouldn't do that?
No. I don't know what. I don't think
I
I'd
mean,
have
the other
half
one,
a
even
brain
they-
if I were a deer.
Here's the deal. That's equivalent of the three of us going to do that. And roll it again from the beginning, because beginning, obviously, that deer knew what he was doing because it's so clean. Okay? Then
Yeah.
the kid or the little one.
Well, he gets a little tripped up on his front paws.
So which one are you? There's
Whatever
the
they're
question.
called,
Which one are
hooves.
you? There's three of them. Which one are you?
Oh, for sure, the last one. That's me. Yeah. That would be me.
Wow.
I
just-
feel like that's what you guys would have said.
I was going, you were the first one.
No.
Why? Is it because
Aw.
you're the smallest?
Yeah.
Wow, threw yourself under the bus. Okay, where do you go from there? All right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to choose which one I.
Yeah, no, she got it. Okay. All right, and
I
then
don't
the
know.
last one. This is wild.
Sean Paul did say hopefully it was with more grace.
Yes.
I don't know if it would have been with any
No,
more grace
I-
from either one of you
When
or
Lily and
myself.
I-
Well, he's saying he would do it, hopefully with more grace than that deer.
Yeah, because if that was you, Sean Paul, and you got your kilt on, boy, oh boy. You just exposed the world, you know? Just saying. You got to make sure.
That one's making the tech laugh.
You got to make sure your feet go in first. But then you got to hold down the kilt, right? You know the deal. You're wearing them. Okay. Here, this one, I'm going to tell you I'm doing it before you watch it because, yes, this is awesome. But it's like, wait for it. Just wait for it. Watch this, okay? Because the clip's going to start out a little odd. You're like, what is this? That's a drone. And it's just going to a ramp, okay? Now watch. Dude throws down a wake skate, being pulled by the drone, which is awesome. World first. Launches into thin air.
What? Wait a minute. Where was he at?
Right? And then the parachute opens, thank you, and then lands on the ground.
Okay,
right.
So was he on top of that building?
Top of the building. But you feel like, it just feels like it's like on the edge.
Yeah, because they've got the palm trees. I mean, I've seen pools and such on top of buildings before.
Isn't this like, you want to go?
That's sweet. Yeah, I just thought it was like a part of a big, I mean, not necessarily the ocean, but like, because you don't see the building at all.
Now watch this. Watch the clip at the beginning. Somebody jumps, because it's multiple takes. Because somebody jumps on the first one ahead of him. Look forward past the drone, okay? So the drone is pulling. See the person in front?
Yes.
Well, that's not him. Then there's a jump.
Oh, interesting.
And now there's no one in front.
Well, maybe he is in front and the person behind is with the other drone.
Yeah, but you would see them, I would imagine, as I look at this. So it was either multiple takes because they wanted somebody to be falling down to get the other angle. That's how I see it.
That's cool.
They were trying to capture the other.
That was cool.
Yeah. Would you do it?
No.
I'd do that.
You would not. You're full of it. You are crazy. Holly says that, but she won't jump out of an airplane. But you would.
Correction. I've never had the opportunity to jump out of an airplane.
Will you do it this weekend?
I don't want to pay for that right now, but I would do it.
My
I'll pay for it.
I would do it if it was like
I'll pay for
extra resources just sitting around.
Lily, will you go? Will you split it with me? Halves it for her. Let's get her booked right now.
Oh,
Next week
gosh.
she's jumping.
Well, I don't know if I want to.
Will you jump
No,
or pay?
I don't. I'll pay.
Yeah. No, we're just saying her. We're calling her out. Let's sign her
How much
up.
does that kind of thing cost?
Probably $100, $200 with film. Probably $350.
We don't
I
need
don't
the
know.
film.
Let's go.
I would do it.
I know you're full of
Let's
it.
go.
I
Holly.
would. I think that would be fun. I'm an adrenaline junkie.
No, you're not. You barely ride your one wheel because that's enough adrenaline.
True.
Yeah. See, calling you on your stuff. Okay,
I would try it.
we're making it through the list, everybody. All right. What would you say, Lily, are common one wheel mistakes people should avoid in your opinion? What would you say?
Like the ones we've talked about today?
No, add to it.
Oh, not learning how to dismount off your board.
Ooh, avoid that. Learn how to stop.
Learn how to get off the board before you get on it.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, when you're learning.
Yeah, don't progress too fast. That's hard to do because we all progress too fast. And so we want to get ahead of our... What's the saying for skis? What do they say that? What do they say? The saying with skis.
I don't know.
Don't get ahead of your...
Skis.
Yeah, what's that mean?
Don't overdo it if you're a noob.
What are they saying? What happens if you get over your skis?
You'll tumble.
There you go. So don't get over your skis when it comes to one-wheeling.
There you go.
But that's a big mistake. I think everybody makes it. You get on it, I can handle this, and then you get to speed wobbles, which is now you're going faster than you can actually ride safely, and your board starts to wobble, and ejection happens. That's not the one wheel. That's the rider. That's a good common mistake to avoid. How about you, Holly?
I was trying to think. I'm sure there's a million.
Tyler says, don't be looking at your board. Look ahead.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. That one was hard for me to figure out for a long time. But now when I ride with Rev, I'm like, look where you want to go.
Yeah.
Not at your board.
Yeah, if you look at your board, it's something about balance. It doesn't work very well. You get about 10 feet ahead. Think about like me as a runner. I'm not looking at my feet. One, that looked ridiculous. But two, I'm looking 10 feet ahead of me where I'm going. So on one wheeling, you don't want to look at the horizon. You're not looking straight. Just down it a little bit. And then you get used enough where you can look down and look up and gaze around. But at the beginning, 10 feet out. 10 feet out. Don't look at your board. It's there. Especially if you just put on new grip tape. It's still there. And so that's here. This is a common mistake. Is it common? It's probably a little uncommon. But I don't know why people are doing this. I just keep seeing it pop up at every race. Someone tethers their one wheel with a leash to their ankle.
What?
Yeah, but that's for their vest.
No.
Oh, you mean so it doesn't fly down the mountain?
Right.
Well,
Oh.
but they're doing it on purpose.
I know that's a mistake, though.
In your opinion.
For sure. All of these are my opinion.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
could go, don't change your bearings because the more friction you have, the better it is. I have no idea what people would actually say. But no, the tethering to me is just, man, it adds complication to when you do fall off your one wheel.
Yeah, I think so too.
Right? Now,
that's-
tether it if you're jumping out of an airplane with it attached, where we've seen people, for sure, for the safety of everyone around and the stunt you're trying to pull off, tether it all day. But to tether it to you so it doesn't go down the side of a hill, I just think you're asking for more complications to your fall. Lily disagrees. She thinks I'm being too much of a Karen, apparently.
I just think people are going to do what they want to do.
Wow. Lily's a little... I started us on a wrong foot today about that blender cup.
No.
Feisty.
I really genuinely think people are going to do what they want to do.
Okay.
People
That's
will
one of
disagree
those-
with you on that because they want to keep
Because they
their
want to
board.
tether it.
Yeah.
They don't want to go down the
Yeah,
hill.
but I think common sense would tell you there's more risk with having it tethered to you than
Well,
not.
maybe we should get some people's
Feedback.
stories
Well-
of like why it was worth it. Because I don't disagree. That would hurt if you
Yeah.
got tumbled with your one wheel. And
But
it
I think you
tumbled
can,
on you.
if you've got it wrapped around your ankle strong enough that when it falls, we're talking about a 35-pound weight. Mm-hmm. Well, that's going to affect your fall. And if it's going down a hill, what if it changes the momentum of you and now you're going down the hill? You know, like kind of like you put a weight on somebody and throw them overboard, right? That's because the momentum of the weight takes you to the bottom.
We got to get someone here with a
Tethered.
story.
Yeah, no, I
Or
think
why they do it.
I've seen the tether for it's a magnet for a vest so that it turns on and turns off. It's a bit of a safety feature on there. Okay. I don't get it, but I understand you can do that. Okay. But I just think that tether. Now somebody's going to you tether a surfboard to your feet. And you do. And there's good reasons for that, but you don't awake like
Yeah, but those
a
things.
skimboard, you don't.
Well, that's just a different. You tether to some of those things because, like, those don't weigh 35 pounds, and like they immediately pop up. So you know what I mean? Like if you're in the
Yeah.
water and you're surfing, then your board doesn't go one direction across the ocean and you're in a different direction. And they float.
What are you chuckling at, Lil?
Someone says just don't fall.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Great advice.
Stay on your board.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing? Like, no, if you fall, pretty much freshy. Actually, everyone falls. That's
At
just-
some point.
Yeah, I mean, even the pro, like, I think you're going to fall because you're always going to push it. If you're not falling, you're not pushing it, you should probably fall a lot. I don't know. I think some people need to learn how to fall. That would prevent a lot of people.
I don't know how to fall.
Yeah, I just don't, like, yeah, for those that
That's a common mistake. You are going to fall.
you're gonna fall.
You're
And
gonna-
I think
mistake
there's
is
two
you don't
problems
think
in
you're
the
going to
fall. People either put out their hands and brace like this without wearing wrist guards that are gonna protect your wrist, so now you're breaking your wrists. The other group of people don't put anything out, now your face smacks the ground. If you could learn to fall and tuck and roll. Don't just tuck and take it right on your shoulder. You'll break your collarbone. You got to tuck and then roll it so that you're moving momentum. It's like parkour people can take such big leaps and land it because they're not landing straight to their feet. They land to their feet and then roll. They're transferring the impact throughout the entire body. And so if you can fall, I know people are like, oh, I don't have time to think. I forget what pro one-wheeler went and took jiu-jitsu just to learn how to take falls. That's pretty impressive, actually, because injuries will eliminate your season. Here's one of the big common mistakes people do is they leave the PSI in the tire the way it is when they get the tire or get the one wheel. It's coming to you hard as a rock, okay? That is not comfortable, especially for a brand new rider. You're going to bounce all over the place. Even the grass is going to feel really uncomfortable. Rocks are going to feel uncomfortable. Lower some of the PSI. There is a math equation people always tell you, like, you know, I don't even know what it is, but for every 50 pounds, 5 PSI, I don't know it. I just know that I don't like it pumped up at 20 PSI or I'm going to bounce everywhere. The only time I have pumped my tire up is to get range. We were out in California and the Silvers took us to a great place to ride, but we had to go up the mountain first, and then coming down the mountain, you were charging the whole way. But if you weren't fully charged on the way up, I showed up and I didn't know it. My board, or I just burnt a lot out, and so we pumped my tire way past 20 PSI so that the board worked less to get me up the hill so I had more battery, because you needed to get up to the top of the hill with like 30% battery. Or you run the risk of not having enough. And by the time you get down the whole entire mountain, you're sitting around almost 90%, somewhere 99% charge all the way down, which was awesome. And so there are reasons to pump your tire up really hard. If you like to bonk a lot, pump it up. If you're out on the street, pump it back up. Don't just leave your PSI at stock PSI. You're just not getting the most comfortable ride for your body weight. So play around with the PSI. Let it out, but know how much you're letting out, especially early on. Letting out, pressing the valve in and go 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. Oh, that's good. You don't even know where you're at. So then if you need to pump it up to a comfortable thing and you're guessing every time, know the PSI so you know what you're liking and enjoying. Like for me, I know that on certain tires it's 10 PSI. But if I put on another brand of tires, it's 13 PSI. It really comes down to each tire is created differently in the way the sidewalls compress, the way the center is, all of those things. It does change by the tire. It's not always the same PSI, but don't leave the PSI standard. That you're missing out on being able to ride. That's a common mistake I see a lot of people are just riding it stock. Because I think people get excited and they're just like, I think people miss, if you're new to this, you miss the fully customizable, did I make that word up?
Customizable
part of the one wheel. That you can make it more comfortable for your riding pleasure. You can get soft foot pads, which will help dampen the vibrations, which will help with foot fatigue. Those are wonderful things, okay? So play around with those things so that you can find the ultimate enjoyment. It does bum me when people go, I bought a one wheel, now I'm going to sell it really cheap because I didn't ride it, I couldn't ever get comfortable on it. And then you find out, I never tweaked anything on it. And you got to find the Goldilocks of your board. Your setup, what is good for you. And then play around with it. And the only way to do that is at group rides, step on other people. Ooh, I like that foot pad. The other thing is, and this is a bonus mistake, or play around with the settings of your board. And if you're not into it, Lily is one of those. Holly, I'll go in there and tweak it for them. They'll talk about, that was hard here and here. And so I'll go in the app for them and tweak it for them so that they can continue to get more out of their board. But mess around with it. It comes with an app. Get in there, and maybe you don't want to customize it. Just flick over to the other options, and you might like those things. And then again, you're going to continue to enjoy your board more. Okay. Any other thoughts on those?
Good one.
That's good. Everyone's being very vocal in the chat too.
Of the common
10% PS of your body weight for PSI.
Oh, there you go. That's
people are just sharing what they do.
Common mistake. Someone said that they common mistake. You don't think you need a helmet or safety gear. Mm-hmm. True story. Mm-hmm. We talked about that a little while ago.
Yeah, I think that's but I want to make I just think when it comes to the helmet and wrist guards, I think we should wear them. I do. I agree with that. But I do think there are cases, and we said this last week, but I think when it comes to the helmet topic, I just want to make sure that, like, if somebody's not wearing their helmet, they must be okay with what's going on with the circumstances.
That's the same conversation of the tethering.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's people are going to do what they want to,
Correct. I'm not really turned off by that. That's not even a real common mistake. That's why I said 4, and one of them is a bit of an opinion.
And I think that's just some of it. We would probably encourage out of safety. Tether's not smart.
Yeah.
And a helmet is.
Yeah. And again, there's plenty of times I hop on my board and I know there are accidents, right? Like, oh yeah, but you just don't put your seatbelt on because you're going down the block. But that's what statistics say. Most of the accidents happen within a mile from your house or something like that. And I made that one up, but it's something close to your house. I get that. Every time somebody falls off their one wheel without a helmet, but like riding in the yard, I typically won't throw a helmet on because I'm just in the yard watering the trees. And I am not riding more than 5-10 miles an hour. So I don't think it's an always wear your helmet. I don't want to be that guy that's always saying, wear your helmet regardless. No, just if you're going to hit it, if you're going to get after it, if I'm going to pavement, I'm putting a helmet on. That, for me, that's kind of where I look at it. My head hitting the pavement just seems like they won't get along. And so, but this is a common, I think it's a tension to be managed because you got people that tell people riding motorcycles in Minnesota, you don't have to have helmets on, and people will yell, put a helmet on. Well, that individual felt like whatever they're doing, they didn't need a helmet. Sometimes you just let people be adults, I guess. And again, this is a can of worms you're going to open up because, well, if they fall off and they smack their head, I got to clean up the mess. I understand the problem. Right? I mean, that's where this conversation ends up going. Nonetheless, there are your 5 plus a few more common mistakes that people do on their one wheels. I do want to show you the thumbnail because somebody's going to ask, did you really pour water on your one wheel? 100%.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask you.
I turned on the hose, and so that's the thumbnail. That's the water hitting it. Here's the unedited version of the thumbnail right there. And it is hitting the one wheel right on the tire. You can see the splashes. You want to know if that one will work? I rode it. No problems. Common mistake. You don't ride your one wheel when there's a little bit of moisture out. Get out there, ride it. I'm not telling you ride it in a puddle. I'm not telling you throw it in a lake. But they're a little bit more durable than you think. I'm not paying for your one wheel if you ride it through a puddle and it bricks. So ride at your own risk. But I'm not telling you to spray a hose on it. But that whole picture was inspired by Austin Silva, his first time coming to the Midwest for a race, and he watched people hosing off their one wheel like that, just cleaning it off.
Wow.
And he put a post on his Instagram. People in the Midwest sure do it differently here. And he's like, I would never put that kind of water on my one wheel. And I'm not suggesting you do that. That is an old pint, and if it did brick, I wouldn't be bothered. It primarily sits in the studio to my left. You see it every week next to the cardboard one. See it right there. It's just sitting right there. It's our first pint, and it is OG original except for the tire, and it has not needed anything in it. It's got over 1,000 some miles on it. It has traversed the United States in different things. I rode in LA with it, and I rode it up at the Niagara Falls.
Oh, yeah.
In Michigan, and we did a big, remember that race?
That was
The
fun.
Great Lake race? Yeah. That's good times. Okay, if you want to earn some money, Lil, you want to earn $500?
Sure.
Okay, this is how you got to do it. One Wheel is putting out a costume competition, and here's the rules, okay? 1, we mentioned costumes last week, and then we forgot this one, Harry Potter
Oh, yeah.
on a one wheel.
Yeah.
They nailed it. Here's the
Good.
thumbnail that they show. Can we put up the picture of the thumbnail up there? It's the costume party number 1. Do you see it there? There we go. This is the great One Wheel Halloween costume contest has returned, folks. And there it is. I added a bunch of my words, didn't I? There's a poem my way. But come on, I can't believe we've missed the Harry Potter thing. So obviously that one's off the table for everyone to dress up and earn. And this is how you do it. Here are the rules for it. You get to earn some money. Here we go. Post your look, hashtag One Wheel on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Okay, that means tag them at One Wheel, and then tune in for the winners. There you go. It's that simple.
That's simple.
But you got to be dressed up, I'm assuming, right? Like, you know what would be great? You know what would be wonderful? I wonder if we could win it. If we went as each other. Like I dress up as Holly, you dress up as Lily. Lily dresses up as me. And then we get on One Wheels and see if that would be hilarious. Or maybe we should dress up as like Austin. Like we pick a pro.
Okay.
like an orange helmet.
Yeah.
Or maybe I should get Austin to send one of his jerseys out. That'd be great. That's
a great idea.
Somebody did say the Jafari thing last week. That's a great idea. But there you go. The winner gets, I do think it's $500. I could be
I
misspoke.
think it's towards a board.
It's credit to One
Credit.
Wheel. And then you get the glow-in-the-dark rails that they have dropped,
Mm-hmm.
which are pretty sweet. If you haven't seen those, who doesn't want glow-in-the-dark rails? It would be great. We do a fair amount of riding at this time of year in the dark because of how late the sun sets.
Yeah.
And then you get out of the office and I go run a couple miles or so and then come back and it's dark. So they would be applicable around here. Pretty fun to have them glowing. I'd like to see those at speed. Like, is it just a blur line of glowing?
Yeah.
Or is
Yeah.
it not that bright that you wouldn't catch it?
I don't think it's that bright that you would.
Okay.
I think it's just subtle.
Just
It's like a glow in the dark sticker.
just subtle. Okay, fair enough. Also, new-ish, I think they dropped a couple weeks ago, but from Float Life, they talked about it a lot, and this is the time of year these are easy to just throw on. They brought out TAC pants, protection pants, where I was going to go there, and then I said pants. Armored cargo pants right there. They're khaki color. They come with knee pads, hip pads in them. You can move and adjust the knee pads so that it is, yes, the pant size is your size, but then you can adjust the pads, which I think is great because not all bodies are made the same.
That's
the
cool.
cost of that is $170.
75.
$175 for
There's
those
only
pants.
one available.
Well, of that
better get
size.
it.
If you go to size 32, I saw there was 4. Like, so there's
Yeah.
sizes are available. They also, the pants are made from, oh no, now I've forgotten what the material is. Kevlar.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that what it said on there? Can somebody read that again? Is it say Kevlar on that? Maybe I didn't
It
put the
does not
description.
say
I didn't.
Kevlar.
I didn't
It
get
says
the.
armored cargo.
I think they are.
I can look it up.
Sean
Kevlar.
Paul said, finally, a product I'm not itching to buy. That's funny.
Yeah, because
Because he wears a kilt.
now here I got a question: would they, if they made it in a kilt form, would you snag that? That'd be wild.
It's
wouldn't
still
it?
protective. You could wear your kilt over it.
Over it. I don't think, but I think that works against the whole kilt. I think if you're wearing pants under the kilt, Sean Paul, do
True.
correct us. If you put pants under a kilt, are you really wearing a kilt now? I think not. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're wearing pants underneath the skirt, what are you wearing? No idea.
A
Lo?
new style.
A new style. But leggings, on the other hand, that's a vibe, right?
It's a vibe. It's comfort.
It's wait to have leggings,
Leggings under a
and
skirt.
under a skirt.
I don't know.
Oh, we're getting from the tech table. No good.
Oh, man.
No. Too far.
Oh
Too
man.
funny.
Okay. Well, there are your things
There you
to
have
avoid.
it, folks.
from one with a woman. Hopefully that helps you. Again, we're trying to do a series of these over the next few weeks as people we know are going to be coming into this community new at the holiday season. We're going to give them a way to avoid some of the things we all know now, but there was no space for these things before. So what should we cover next week, you think?
Well, someone wanted us to have a pro on and talk about how to fall.
Ooh, have a pro on. I do think Austin Silver is that guy.
Yeah, he'd
he
be great.
falls very, very well. And we have film footage of him. Maybe we'll reach out to him. It's been a while since we've had the Silvas on here to tell us how to fall correctly. That's
I
a
know
great
Bodie
idea.
did a video a long time ago, but Bodie has also had some.
Yeah, but if you
serious
see,
hits.
but again, I think falling down a hill changes your
Right.
your
There's different
trajectory.
types of falls that you are. Yeah. Austin would be great to.
I think
hear from.
the fall that he had was so abrupt he couldn't even.
Yeah.
And you're going downhill. That's hard with downhill momentum to keep you from number one scorpioning.
You're
Right,
right.
because that's what's going to primarily happen is scorpion. So now you can't contort your body to fall. Now watch, we talk about all this falling, and by next week, one of us is going to fall. And we're going to come in with our
Hopefully not.
in a sling or something.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Well, out of the three, I think I have the highest probability.
Probably.
Yes.
Well, let's hope not. But if at least I was having fun when I did it.
Please be careful.
Yeah.
Wear a
Get
helmet.
wear a helmet. Wear a bubble. Okay. Subscribe to the YouTube video channel if you haven't. Not to the video. You can't subscribe to a video. What am I saying? Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment down below. We'll see you next week on our YouTube channel with another wonderful podcast. We will get the problem. But what's the topic? That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, the
What
topic?
topics do they want to hear before we sign off? Anybody got a topic you want us to cover? We do have one.
Falling into
Well,
fall.
if we're gonna do if he's gonna come on and talk about falling, like let's just highlight our past falls.
Oh,
Yeah, if you got any falls,
talk
send
about
them.
Well, we have falls.
We
Yeah,
have
you guys have falls.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. The whole thing next week dedicated
Montages.
to, and we'll find some of the
Dedicated
best
to the fall,
falls.
the season
Safe
fall of fall.
Yeah, we
with
will
falls.
find some of the best falls that are in the community out there, plus our own. We'll have the Silvas on. We think we'll run by them. We don't know yet. But anyways, it'll be one for the season of the sticks, everybody. Like that Noah Khan reference. Mm-hmm. What is the season of the sticks, Lo?
I guess it's the season that sticks fall.
Which is fall, everyone. All right, everybody, have a fabulous Wednesday. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Adios.